Big Z Reviews. Hi, my name is Brandon Zarzyczny, but you can call me Big Z, and today I'm talking about a video game, Starfield. And this is a game that I spent hours and hours and hours playing, and I was highly anticipated it. Like I was really looking forward to it. But once I got done playing it, it was probably one of the most disappointing games I've played in a while. I'm a huge fan of Bethesda games, and that I was so excited for them to do a space version of Fallout and Skyrim. But then once I right immediately when I played it, I was like, I don't know, the mechanics are okay. But then once I started getting into it, okay, I'm loving this. And then the more I played it, the more I was like, oh, this kind of sucks, or that kind of sucks, or this kind of sucks, or that kind of sucks. And the more even once I finished it, it stayed in my mind about how many little things were annoying that should have been so much better. And then it kind of continued. After that, I played Spider-Man 2, which was amazing, like an action adventure game, which is like some of the best adaptations of Spider-Man stories I've ever seen. And you get to play them while you're experiencing the story. It's great. And right now I'm playing Cyberpunk 2077, and that playing that game even more so made me realize how mediocre Starfield is. But of course, Cyberpunk is actually the last game I pre-ordered, and but I never played it. It was such a weird time for that game. That it came out on the PS4, but it couldn't be played on the standard PS4, which I had at the time. And then I upgraded to the PS5, but it's still as so many updates were coming, and I finally said I'm just gonna wait until they do the expansion pack, and I'm really glad I did, because you can only play a game for the first time once, and the game I'm playing now is perfect. It's probably the most next gen experience I've had on the PS5, which is kind of funny because it's a PS4 game, even though I'm playing the PS5 version of it. And so much of it is so next gen, especially when compared to Starfield, that it even drove home how outdated Starfield is. And it's funny. There's so many little things about it that are bad, but I think the biggest thing is that the things that happen when you're not playing the game. So many times, there's so much time wasted in the menus. The menu systems are so archaic, and the loading screens, and that when you click the map button, you to exit out of it, you have to exit out four times to get the close view, the world view, the star system view, and then the galactic view. And it's so I just trying to figure out where this place is. And also the map. I think the map is definitely the worst thing about the game, and the thing that makes it the game at times almost unplayable, just because there are only, and it's funny, in a game all about traveling the galaxy, there are only four cities. Humanity has not flourished. There are literally four cities, but especially two of these cities are so tough to traverse. Mainly the main one, the main the main hub of civilization is so spread out. And the thing that's so stupid is they have the system to fast travel inside a map. You can fast travel to your home base, but you can't travel to the gun store. You can't travel to different stores, and you have to find them. You have to go with someone to get a screen to go to the different areas and on the tram or whatever. But it's so tough to find anything. And either the other one that's kind of a Wild Wild West in space, Firefly one, that's confusing too. You have to follow signs in the world. The map is in the hub. It's so tough to figure out where shit is, and it's just, I don't know what they were thinking when they did that. And there's so much about this game, like, I never wanted to go to a randomly generated world and they see if there's something fun, because you had to go through so many hoops to do it. Then the couple times I did do it, there's nothing interesting. Like some random character will have some random mission for you, and then if you just go explore on your own, like one time I found a cave. I'm like, ooh, a cave. Maybe there's something cool in here. And I went in, and there was nothing. And there was just like some stuff you could mine. And I exited the cave, and I was like, oh, that wasn't fun. And the thing is, like human generated content is what's good content. Like the one time there's one random mission on this world, I talked to a bartender, and the bartender was like, "Hey, I need some fancier booze to get a fancier clientele. There is this ship that disappeared, and I think that like they might have some really fancy booze. Can you go get it for me?" And I'm like, "Okay, sure." And it's this really kind of fun, like anti-gravity, like the casino ship, the gravity's turned off, and there are a bunch of raiders there. And it's like fun and completely different from any other mission in the game. And it's like, I want more of that. I want every world I go to have some mission like that. But they just don't. And it's mind-numbingly stupid that there's nothing here. And the other worst thing about this game is the main storyline. And that's like with the whole constellation and with like the Starborn, and like you get the weird people that you don't know what they are. And even when you find out what they are, so stupid. And the whole like the Skyrim dragon shout powers, like their version of them, that all of them are useless except for the one that gives you that like refills your oxygen, so you don't have to waste your precious points, your precious level up skill points on oxygen, when you could use them for something else that actually it changes the game, but the oxygen makes the game playable, because there's no vehicles in the game, so you have to sprint. You go to world, you sprint to your ship that won't land where you need it to land. It lands like 5 to 10 minutes running away from the place where you get your dragonborn powers. And afterwards you've like that's the other worst thing about this game, is the mini game for when you get your Starborn powers. And like the first time I did it, like I looked around, and you're in this room, and there's like you can see kind of like a cluster of twinkling lights, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess they want me to fly into the lights. Okay, I did that, and like nothing happened. I kept doing it a couple times, and nothing seemingly happened. And I was like, I stopped the game and like Googled it on my phone, like how do these puzzles work? I was like, is there some sort of puzzle? Is there something you have to do? And it was so tough to find out, because like it's just fly into the lights. And I'm like, I spent like 20 minutes trying to figure out, and then finally I just like, you have to be faster and get to the lights. And then sometimes like I did it, you have to do it like 15 times in the game if you want the powers, and each time the exact same thing, although sometimes you have to do it like 3 or 4 times and you get it immediately, and sometimes it feels like they disappear too quickly, and like you're not actually going to the light fast enough and it's so boring and stupid. And it's like, do something interesting. Like each time after you fight a really weak Starborn character, that's like an unnamed Starborn character that's apparently according to the game, must be some person you know in the universe, but a different version of them that's doing that for some reason. It's defending the powers. Like they don't explain anything, but like it's just like each time have it be like an interesting boss you have to fight. Like the Dragonborn powers are. You had to kill a dragon, or when that wasn't all, but like or something interesting. And two, like the greatest thing about Skyrim is that you could run or ride a horse, like, and find some cool mission, or you could go to a new city and have like this new random missions pop up. And there was no sense of exploration in a game that's all about exploration of star systems, like because there's this. I never did it. Like the only time I did it was to get to the Starborn powers, and then all of the Starborn power worlds are completely desolate with nothing on there except for the Starborn shit. And it's so poor. It's so stupid. It's so poorly crafted. Like, give me some handcrafted missions that are interesting or funny or fun, and the game just didn't deliver. But then there are some missions are good, like the main Terramorph mission. Like that should have been the whole game. Like that's the best missions in the entire game. And like the first one is almost like a version of Alien, and then it turns into Aliens when you get more leveled up, and it's awesome. And there's so much interesting storytelling and explaining stuff about the world. And then when it's done, it's like, oh, it's done. And then you have to go through the rest of the missions, which aren't as good. And it's like there's some that are okay, but as a whole, there's nothing that interesting. And the characters, I like the characters, but honestly, it did something kind of unforgiving because at a certain point, and the spoiler for the game, but at a certain point, once you get enough Starborn powers, enough of the artifacts, they don't tell you, but there's like a game changing event that happens where this random Starborn guy is just, hey, I'm gonna go kill all you people now, bye bye, and it depends. Like you have choices. Like your main characters are split in the eye and in the center of Constellation, and like if you like you one that like if you whichever one you don't choose to save, the highest affinity level character is the one that dies. So of course I went to the one that had Andrea and Sarah Morgan. That I went to that one, and the other one died. Sam Coe died for me, and it's like, and it's like a game that really only has 4 characters. Like this is a game that like I love building a group of characters and building a team. That's one of my favorite things. That's like my love language. Like from Final Fantasy, Suikoden, Mass Effect, like all the even movies and stories. I love team building. I love like gathering unique characters and forming a team to go save the world. And like in this game, I went to a bar and there was this guy that was like a named character that you could give like a little bit of money and he would join your crew. And I was like, I don't know, he's kind of stupid. And I literally don't have any space on my ship, and I don't have any other little areas developed I can send him to. So what's even the point of this guy? And like, and it sucked too because Sam Coe, I hadn't done all of his missions yet. So I literally, after he died, I'm never gonna see his missions. And two, it broke my role playing because at the time I was with his character, getting to know him better, and I think that's why he was like the highest affinity of the ones that were at the Constellation place because I was getting closer to have his side mission, and the two like I was trying to role play and I was trying to like build a ship with a bunch of crew, but to do that like the leveling system is so broken. Like it takes so long to get a level, and in each level you get 1 skill point that you put to these things, and then each time you get a new like you level up a skill, you have to like do a bunch of things, like you have to destroy like 60 ships, which is really tough to do unless you're a pirate. And so like you get to upgrade to get enough to upgrade so that you can build a better ship, you can pilot a better ship, you can have like one of the biggest things like for like in the speaking section, the very bottom, the highest level of that to get extra crew members. Like the base level, you can only have like 3 crew members. And it's like there are literally 4 main crew members, but you aren't going to allow me to have them all on my ship unless I spend all my level up ability points on this. And then once I do get it, I have to have a better ship, which I can't pilot now because I need to upgrade my piloting skill. And it's like it's and then now when I finally get it, like Sam Coe dies, and then I'm trying to make my ship feel lived in, And Sam Coe is really good because he had his little daughter, and they would be like, we go in and they'd be talking to each other. Like some stuff was repetitive, but it felt the ship feel lived in. Then now they're gone, and the little girl hates me because I chose not to save her dad, and it's like, fuck, why are you doing this to me? And then like the worst thing is that they like right after that, like this Starborn character like murdered your friend, and then you have a meeting with him. It's like, oh hey, you actually did pretty good. You put up a good fight. Here's this gun. Hey, why don't you join me? I think you're kind of cool. Let's join me. I'm like, you just murdered my friend, and then the other Starborn is my friend from a different universe, but he's an asshole too. Like I literally I tried to kill them, but they did the whole Bethesda thing where after you kill them, like because they're an important character, they're kneeling down and not dead. Like I kept murdering them for like 20 minutes, and then I left the ship and destroyed the ship. Again, you couldn't actually destroy the ship, and it was like it pissed me off so much, and it's like I didn't even care about the characters that much, but the idea that they would deprive me of the content for something because they wanted to do a multiverse story that sucks. And like they never explain that the civilization that made these temples and this like universe traveling shit. They like even at the very till the very end of the game, they just so wishy-washy about it. You don't care, it doesn't matter, don't worry about it. And you walking slowly and seeing what, oh, your wife eventually decided to also become a Starborn. And it's like I don't give a shit about this new universe. And the game thinks that the new game plus is like a main game mechanic, and it's like I don't give a shit. Like, why are you doing this? Like, if they ever do updates and new content, when I go back to the game, I'm gonna have to go to an earlier save before I went to this other universe, and like you go to a new universe, and I lost my new ship that I built that was cool and I had like all the crew, max crew I could have, and I spent time on it. And that's how the shipbuilding mechanics are so shitty. Like maybe they're better on a PC, but I was playing on an Xbox Series X. And they're so heavy-handed of actually like manipulating it. And the error messages you get, like sometimes for some reason something won't be connected, and you're like, things aren't connected. Like, what? What's not connected? And you have to try to search for what isn't slightly connected. Another thing, when I was building my big ship, like that, I finished it, and then it gave me an error message, and the error message was literally, your ship is either too tall or too long. And I'm like, well, which is it? Like, obviously you know which it is. Why would you have an error message that says your ship is either too tall or too long? Have an error message that says your ship is too tall. Or have a different error message that says your ship is too long. And I was like, I had to count the levels on my ship and see if it was the height that was the problem or the length that was the problem. And it's I don't understand this game. I don't understand what Bethesda was doing. And like, I mean, this stuff I like about it. Like my character is married Sarah Morgan, and it was kind of like there wasn't like any sex scene or anything, and like, but it's kind of sweet when after that happened, like you still have random conversations that like would pop up. You could have like a loving conversation, which that's kind of sweet. But like but at the end of that, it's like they decide that, hey, we love each other, we're married, but we don't want to stay together in this universe. We want to go to some other random universe and start it all again for no real reason. And it's like, huh? But why? To me, like, I'm getting tired of multiverse stories. I've always been interested in the concept of a multiverse, but in the end, the universe that matters is the one you're in. Like, who cares what's going on in this different universe? Like, this is your universe. Like, fight for it. But in the end, like, the new game, like, you're supposed to go to this new universe and do it all again. And it's so funny. I did it just to see what would happen. And the first time I told everything. And then, like, oh, that was really interesting. That's crazy. Okay, but from now on, I don't actually know you. I'm not your wife. So you're gonna have to like. All the conversation from now on is gonna be the exact same conversation it was the first time around. So it's gonna be like nothing happened. Okay, cool, cool. And I set my controller down, and it was so frustrating too. But I went to some random world just to see if anything was different, and like I almost got killed because I didn't do the beginning mission. Like I didn't have any guns. Like I had the one gun my parents gave me, but it didn't have enough ammo. So I was like I had to use my fists, and it's like a new game plus. The cool thing about it is when you do it, like you should feel powerful. But when you go to this new universe, you lose everything. You don't have any money. You don't have any of your weapons. You don't have any of your ship. You get this new ship that sucks. And even like you don't get a cool like Starborn gun. You just get nothing. And it's just like if they're going to do a universe traveling, a multiverse sort of story, I really think they should have like started the universe traveling early on, as early as possible. Like the first time you get a Starborn power, the power should be that you can cross into a different universe, because that would have been cool. If then you could get like your ship, like you could have like a universe traveling ship, and you could go to different universes, and maybe like one universe would be one where like the Terramorphs won, and then you have to maybe like save the last bit of human civilization from the Terramorphs, or like side with the Terramorphs, then you have the Terramorph on your crew, or like and then you can like go to another universe where maybe like the two sides are still fighting in the war, or like maybe or go another universe that's like then like there's so many different things you could have done. And it's like this universe in Starfield is so empty, and it's like there is no other intelligent beings. Like it's just humanity, and it's just kind of it's so uncreative, and it's just like so like there's nothing else. And then the only like when you first saw the Starborn, I was like, oh cool, is this like going to be like maybe they're like some sort of artificial intelligence that the previous civilization left to see if the people are worthy for their powers or something. It's like, oh nope, they're just humans. Even the multiverse, there's only humanity in the world, in the galaxy, and it's just like, huh, that sucks. It's just this game is like I think it's so weird is that I played for hours and hours, and I enjoyed it. But I think in the end it's just so disappointing, and it kind of breaks my heart because like this is like my brother passed away in July last year, and like he had, in preparation for Starfield, he had bought an Xbox Series X, and he never had a chance to play Starfield. But it's kind of too. I think it was tough. Like he was going through a lot of chemotherapy, and like he had lost a lot of the dexterity in his fingers, so he couldn't really play the games that much. Even though he had more time to play them. But like only thing he was doing, he was playing. He got like a handheld PC. It was playing like old retro games that didn't require much dexterity, like Mario RPG. But like this game, I know he was so looking forward to it, but like he didn't miss much, I guess. It kind of sucks. It's disappointing, and I kind of lost all hope for Bethesda after this. Unless, I mean, if they do it like whatever, like in 5 years or whatever it's going to be, the next version of Elder Scrolls, is it just going to be more of the same? I just don't know, and this sucks. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more of me, you can subscribe down below. Thanks.